But y'all already know what it is. Your boy Yaakov, what it do? The outlet to reality, the holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago. What up? This is the place where you want to hide from your drama or maybe hide from your baby mama. Just kidding. Y si tú quieres cambiar tu vida, if you want to change your life, then subscribe. Ching. And by the way, guys, I just published a book called Shabbat in Chicago. It's about an audacious single mom who opens her heart and home to five adopted kids while embracing her Latino culture while being Jewish. And today we have a very special guest. He is a fighter from Power Slap. Give it up for the one and only Amir.
Yo, how's it going?
Good, brother. I'm happy you're here, man. You don't understand, man. It took a minute. I had to talk to your secretary. It took me a couple lines, but we got you, man.
Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, pretty busy lately. Had some my life's been pretty crazy lately, having a baby, all kinds of stuff going on. So, just really busy, really busy.
I feel you. I feel you, brother. Now, look. I want to tell you something real funny that happened to me this week. So,
Hmm.
um, the funniest thing, I was wearing my um, I went to work one day and it was raining real hard. It's so hard, bro. I'm wearing like these new nice white shoes, right? I just bought them. And I was like, yo, I gotta change it. And so what I did was I changed my shoes and I put
Hmm.
my Crocs. And we're supposed to dress up looking nice, And I was like, man, I just don't want to get my shoes dirty. The funny thing, I'm wearing it, right? Because and the people can't see it, right? The people that I work with. And then finally, my big boss comes and he sees that he's about to come in and I'm wearing Crocs. And I literally ran the fastest I can. I almost ran like almost they just said immigration. I ran so quick. I was like this. And I got the Crocs, got the Crocs. And it's so funny because I look more guilty than running, and he
Yeah.
clearly saw I was wearing the Crocs. You know what I'm saying? I should have just like hid under the desk. I probably would have got by.
Probably would have slid on it.
Right, right. So I was too late, man, and it was the funniest thing, bro. Like I'll never forget that experience.
Yeah, dude, that's funny as hell.
And what about you, brother? Any memories you have, like any funny things you could think of, like that you done that's so silly that you're like, man, I can't believe I did that at work or anywhere.
Man, that's funny you say that. Yesterday at work, so I'm a concrete guy. When I'm not doing the power slap stuff, so I was pouring concrete yesterday, and we're pouring just these big ass footings, big long slabs with like footings inside them. So some spots are like a foot and a half deep. So I'm screeding out the concrete, and I stepped in one of the holes, and I just filled my whole boot full of concrete. And I've never ever done that before in my life. It was just the
Oh,
funniest thing. Funniest thing.
oh man, were you able to get out, or did it turn solid?
Yeah. No, it was still pretty wet. We had just poured it out, so I just tagged one of the buddies in, and then I rinsed off my boot, rinsed off my ankle and stuff, and then just got back in, finished it all up.
Dang, bro, it's
Just like a rookie move, you know. I'll never forget that.
oh man, that's a good
Funny as
one,
hell.
brother. Well, look, brother. I want you to also share too. For our fans and everyone to get to know you more in a deeper level. If you could share a little bit of like your background and like any memories you have, also like growing up, your childhood.
So, growing up, I was born and raised in a little town, Van Wert, Ohio. Um, had a single mom. My real dad was like in and out of jail, whatever. Um, so when I was about 9 or 10, my mom met my stepdad, and then we all got together. Happy family there for a couple weeks, and then we up and moved to Washington, just because there's like no work over there. Washington is supposed to be like like a spot where you could just come, start working, turn your life around kind of deal, you know. So we just kind of took a leap of faith, got us a little spot in a town called Deer Park, and started going to school there from fifth grade, and then I ended up graduating there. Um, got into like football and wrestling in like fifth and sixth grade, and then started getting like sports and like work, and I was working on little farms and stuff here and there. Started getting stuff like that under my belt, and then I graduated high school, and then I was about to start wrestling in college. I signed all the paperwork, got all my scholarship stuff lined out, and then my stepdad passed away. So all of a sudden, it was either follow my dreams of wrestling or drop out and take care of my family and stuff. So essentially, I took everything that I had in like my savings and took care of the funeral and the cremation and all that with my mom and stuff. And then probably 6 months after that, I took just a random MMA fight just out of the blue. Um, Ended up sticking with MMA for a couple of years, and then I want to say it was supposed to be like my fourth fight. I was supposed to fight KO Chris Thomas
Oh wow.
from Power Slap.
Yeah, yeah.
He is now in Power Slap. So he pulled out of three different fights that we were supposed to have. So I kind of just got mad at that, and I just chased after him. So I heard that he was going into Power Slap, and then I just hit up like Mike Smooth and a couple of the guys that were already there, like before the first qualifier matches, before season one road to the title, before all that. So basically, Mike Smooth just pushed to get me in, and then instead of making my pro MMA debut, Power Slap called instead. So I just went to season one road to the title, and just been riding until the wheels fall off.
Whoa. That's pretty cool, man. That is amazing, brother. Like it's amazing how you have MMA power slap and you went with power slap, which was I'm gonna say was a great move, brother. Great move.
Yeah,
Um
I used to get in three round wars, 5 round wars, getting my face all cut up, bloodied up for no money at all. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm going and taking at the most 3 slaps, and I'm getting paid. You know, so it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice.
Nice, brother. And I gotta also give you credit, man. Like for you to step up and support the family after your stepfather passed away, that is a big sacrifice. And you did the right thing. You know, family comes first,
Hmm.
you know, and you want to be the person you are today, you know, if you
Yeah,
didn't take that
exactly.
decision.
And
Um,
I kind of think about that often, and I don't really get a chance to tell many people about that, and yeah, it just makes me super grateful for all the opportunities Power Slap's given me, all the paydays that they given me. You know what I'm saying? Because without that, I wouldn't have this apartment that I have. I wouldn't have a nice motorcycle in the driveway like I do. You know, all this nice stuff that I have. I'm 100% ready for my son to be here. Like, I don't know any new parent that's been 100% ready for a new child to be like brought into the world. But I have every product from A to Z, you know, from the money that I've gotten for Power Slap. So totally changed my life.
I love it. You know, one thing I want to share too is that, you know, now that you're gonna be a father soon, right? Hopefully Tuesday, right? You said like Tuesday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think that the best part is that everything that your dad, your father that you were telling
Hmm.
me about that wasn't really in your life, you get to break that curse by doing what he didn't do for your son. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly. Yes, sir. And that's one of the things that I look forward to the most. So, like for the first quarter of my life, literally, I didn't have anybody to call dad. You know what I'm saying? So from the start, I'm going to be there, and when it ends, I'm going to be there. You know, so that just gives me that little bit more of hope. You know.
I love it, bro. That's deep. That's deep. I
Hmm.
actually I have a similar situation where my father, he basically, got remarried. He moved on, got new kids, and he decided that he don't want me in his life. And so I learned it took me a long time to finally accept his decision that he doesn't want me in his life. That he made a
Hmm.
new life, and I have to respect that. And I learned to forgive him, and it was hard, man, as a guy, as a man, to forgive your father, especially someone who's supposed to be this protector, provider, whatever, and he
Hmm.
wasn't that person. But I learned that the people that raised me around me, that wasn't my father. I looked at them like my father. And so I always
Hmm.
say it takes a village to raise a child. It took those people to raise me and to
Hmm.
be the better person. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. And please tell me a little bit about your name. I think your name is really cool. Amir is, I know it's like Arabic, right? Isn't it
Yeah,
Arabic?
yeah, yeah. So when my dad was like in jail while I was about to be when I was my mom was about to go into labor with me or whatever. So I guess he was able to get like a book of names for my mom, and it was Arabic because he converted to Islam while he was in prison. And the doctor, my doctor was from like Cairo, Egypt, so they like all picked the name together essentially.
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty wild, pretty wild.
that is wild that the doctor also knows, the name too.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
Wow. It was Amir. What does it mean? Like hope
It
or
means it means prince.
whoa, dude, look at that, brother. Look at that.
Crazy,
Dude, it goes with you,
crazy.
brother.
Uh huh. Yes, sir.
Dang. That's amazing, bro. Like you were made to become big. That's
Hmm.
it was already before Power Slap MMA, you were already destined to be there. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And there's a story I want to share with you. I think this will be real cool. So,
Hit me.
sometimes I'm a spiritual guy, but like there's a part in the Bible and also it's in the Quran too, that talks about Joseph, and he had 12 brothers, and he will have dreams, brother. He will have dreams that all his brothers will bow down to him. And
Hmm.
almost like, and his brothers would make fun of him, like, oh, you're trying to say you're gonna be a king, and we're the oldest brothers. Like, that's not right. And he was like, oh, I just wanted to share the dream. And they used to get jealous, and his father would listen to him. The mess up part is that his brothers sold him to slavery, sent him to Egypt. Then he got committed from a crime that he didn't commit. He went to jail, I think about 12 or 15 years for a crime that he didn't do, bro. And check this
Yeah.
out. He comes out of that, and you ready for this? He becomes like the VP of Pharaoh, like literally like second in command.
Fuck.
And his brothers come to get some food in Egypt because they're like, yo, we're hungry. They need food. And it's crazy because Joseph wanted to get him back. So he didn't say he was Joseph. He looked different now. He got money now. And so what he did was he asked him like, "Hey, how's my father? How's your dad?" So he had to play it off like, "How's dad?"
Hmm.
"Oh, he's doing good." He goes, "And how many siblings you guys have?" And he wanted to wait to hear if they were gonna say Joseph, like his last brother. They're like, "Oh no, our youngest brother passed away. He died from like a bunch of wolves or something like that." But my father had another kid named Benjamin. He's like, "Bring Benjamin. I want him to come." So Benjamin comes like I think like a few days later. They bring Benjamin. They're like, "Hey, we got to be our brother's keeper." So he's like, "Hey, let's have a big feast." They have a big feast. You ready for this? They all leave, right? And Joseph gives them more food in a bag. But he sneaks in an item in one of the brothers. And so when they're leaving, he sends his troops to go get them, the brothers. He said someone stole my golden cup, and he opens each sack. And Benjamin, who's the youngest brother, the newest member, has the
Mm-hmm.
golden cup of Joseph. So he said, "Look, he stole it. I have to take my brother to prison. I mean, I have to take him to prison." He takes him to prison, and one of the brothers go, "No, no, no, please don't take me, take me." And he was shocked because they didn't do it for him. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And the crazy thing after that story, the end, he reveals to his brothers that I'm Joseph,
Mm-hmm.
their youngest brother, and they were shocked. And it's crazy. They 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 all bowed down, just like his dream.
Wild.
I had to share that because I felt like we're sons. The things we go through, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can have a hardship. You may think that life is over when something bad happens, but you gotta look at the positive. And for Joseph to finally forgive his brothers, you know what I'm saying? And he could. I mean, he could have took a different way. Take him out. You know what I'm saying? Because you betrayed
Mm-hmm.
me. But the fact that he forgave them, right? After
Right.
the end of the story, he does forgive them, and they all, hug it out, basically.
Good. Right. Right.
But I had to share it. I don't know why it popped up in my head, bro, but it
Man, that's
is
a good one.
right.
Like dreams come to reality, you know? That's just how that works. If you can think it, you can achieve it.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
true. Have you ever heard of like The Secret?
Mm-hmm.
So The Secret, it's like a really cool it's like a book and documentary, and it's by Rhonda Byron, something like that. And she came up with this book, and this book is so dope. The movie I like better because I'm a visual guy, but it talks about what you were saying, that your thoughts become things. So if you believe
Mm-hmm.
it and you say it, it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's all right here. And I remember too, this is crazy. Like me, I moved to Vegas, right? And I said to myself, like, I've never been to a concert before. And I was like, man, one day I want to go to a concert. And
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy enough, this girl, she invited me to a concert. She got my ticket. And I was even, and it was just a thought that I had. Like one day
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a girl take me. And the girl actually took me. You see, you see,
Wild,
you
dude.
see.
That's fucking dope. That's so badass.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, brother.
Fuck yeah.
But look, brother, I want you to share too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, you doing a lot of stuff, your journey, life, and power side, right? Which is getting a lot of momentum, is
Mm-hmm.
becoming so big now. Um, if you could share too, like any memories you have there, like either training or like any friendships that you've created throughout the process, and like just if you could spill the beans, maybe not the cheese, but yeah,
Um, man, first off, I want to say you gotta watch season three, Road to the Title. It's gonna hands down the best season yet. Um, can't say too much, but you have to watch it. I know you got the Rumble app on your phone. It's the only one you need on your phone. Watch that shit. It's gonna be a fucking badass season. They're gonna drop an episode every Wednesday. It's gonna be a light show. Light show. So season, I remember. So I was in there for like three and a half, 4 minutes total. I walk in the door, say what's up to two people, and I walk out onto the porch. And me and the Chris Thomas guy, they didn't show this on the show, but we started fighting, like getting into it immediately. Like they were pulling us apart. It was crazy right off the jump.
oh,
So that I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. Season two, I went in. That was pretty cool too. I feel like I've just watched the, how do I word it? Watched the evolution of the sport. So like the different versions of different people. You know what I'm saying? So like there was a time this one kid was like starting a bunch of like random trouble with everyone. um uh somebody like went and took all of his clothes like out of his room and threw them into the fucking pool.
Oh,
So like this kid had like wet clothes. He had to like get them all out, swim in the pool, and get all of his clothes out and shit. It was the funniest fucking thing.
whoa, bro, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. And,
But you can imagine like 20 guys in a 10-bedroom house. There's going to be a lot of shit happening at one time.
yeah, for
A
sure.
lot of action for sure.
Whoa.
Some of it, like I just had to try and forget, if that makes sense. Like I don't want to take that shit home with me, dude. There's some wild shit going on in these houses,
Oh
man.
man. No, it's crazy, bro. And what happened between you and the guy from the first season? Like, why did you guys get into it? Did he say something, or did you?
So that's the guy that pulled out of all the MMA fights.
Oh,
You feel me? So for the past few years, I've been chirping and chipping at him and talking my shit about him pulling out of the fights, and then I'm in a house with him.
wow.
So yeah.
And what did he say? What did he say? Like, do you remember like how it started? Like,
I remember I was sitting down in one of the chairs, and he like walks out, and he was just getting like all red in the face, and he was just yelling and screaming at, like I couldn't even understand him. He's just foolish when he does that. Like he just mumbles and jumbles a bunch of stuff together. And he said like I'm here now or something. Like I don't know. He's not even in my weight class when I showed up to that. So I don't know. I don't know why he was doing that to begin with. But he
wow,
didn't. He didn't show up to any of the fights or anything. So I'm not worried about that cat in the slightest bit. That kid. That kid, man.
wow. That's crazy, bro. It's
Yeah.
crazy that you guys bump into each other. That's wild. They had the same thing. There's something that it made me think of is when Ja Rule and 50 Cent they had beef,
hmm
and they actually booked the same flight and rode the same. They were actually next to each other, side by side on the plane,
Damn.
and they said it was the
Damn.
most awkwardest ride. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would be pretty wild,
Yeah.
especially having beef with 50 Cent. I
Come on.
wouldn't I wouldn't do nothing like that. Come on
He's a
now.
big guy, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, so it was crazy, brother. But no, I'm really happy you got to share that with us. And brother, one of my last questions, if you can share, is like any advice to young people right now that that want to follow their passion, whether it's power slap or anything.
um there's always going to be at least one person either close to you, far away from you. They're not going to like what you're doing. They're not going to fuck with what you have going on. They're not going to agree with what you want to do in your life. But if it's something that you actually want to do, something that you really really want to do, and you'll know as soon as that's what you want, like what you want in life, man, there's nothing better than chasing your dreams. Like proving people wrong, proving people right, proving people whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just doing whatever you want to do for you. It's the most satisfying thing. And I wouldn't go back for anything. Anything.
Wow. I like that. I like that, brother.
Yes,
That's
sir.
deep. That's deep. That's deep.
Sometimes in life you got to be a little selfish, man, and that's something you got to be selfish about.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
You only have one life, you know?
Exactly. Exactly.
Wow, brother. Well, look, brother, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you
Yes,
again
sir.
for being on the show.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me a lot. It was
Of,
dope.
of course, guys. This is the Outlet to Reality, the holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago every Tuesday. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Mhm.
Ching ching. Y'all know where to find me. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, the Outlet to Reality. My Snapchat is Take One Pass It, and my TikTok is at Yaakov28. And brother, where can my fans find you?
Really just fucking with Instagram and Facebook, Amir Nuriddeen or the Comeback Kid Slaps. That's my handle.